And so we back here. Wonderful way to be back on this edition of the Morning Ride. Thursday morning happens to be the first in the month of April. Pleasant good morning to all of the folks who say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you watching us this morning across the world, wherever you are, based on your location. We'd like to say good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening, and hope we're going to have a wonderful time this wonderful Thursday morning. It happens to be the first day in the month of April. And today, All Food Day globally. We hope you be mindful how what people tell you. But it's always good to be back on your favorite radio. And this is the Morning Ride, and it's heard on KOOL 91.9 and KOOL Hotline 2 platform. You can watch us well. We say good morning to all of you. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's a pleasure to be here. This is where undiluted truth are told on this platform, because this is where we walk the walk, talk the talk, and help to shift the paradigm of our democracy without fear, without favor. We usually speak undiluted truth to power, because we must help to shift the paradigm of our democracy. This is the nation's independent broadcasting network, KOOL 91.9. For the city of Painesville, my name is WEEKIE Brooklyn Brooks, and I'm in the hot seat this Thursday morning. The weekend is fast approaching, and the premises will be stimulated up, provocative, and you will be safe. Your breakfast, and not just breakfast, but palatable breakfast as the butterfly. So we back here on this wonderful day. Stickers Day. Good morning to our motorcyclists. Good morning to our commercial drivers and passengers. Good morning to our Keke driver and passengers. Good morning to those already in the offices, in the private vehicles, and at your business centers, and our students who listening on their way to the Vail campuses. We say we love you, our treasure listeners, and follow us as well. Good morning, Liberia. Welcome to your program, and this is the Morning Ride. Let's have a jolly good time together this wonderful Thursday morning.
Say, I love, eh. Day and night break, everybody on the hustle. Some people know like peace, they want some trouble. Crime rates on the increase, the government can protect the people. Hold up, no justice for the poor. Yeah. Love the way we're living, we treating one another unfair. Love the way we're living, we treating one another unfair. Love the way we're living. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future, yeah. We have everything in abundance, but we die and rot and greed. We pray, asking the Lord for another Moses, cause all we have is pharaohs, yeah. In our suffering is what they're making business of, yeah. The rich get richer, and When the poor people suffer, them promise say, them bring development and better education. Our lands are fertile, no food on the land. Our children, we're pushing into begging. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair.
You know, we always say this. This media of light has always preached messages of peace and unity in this country. And a lot of you can attest to that and believe that. And that's why we always see things ahead and try to say, we hope Liberians can keep the peace. Regardless of what will happen, we must always use the laws that are on our books to make sure we get our justice. But you know, in everything in fairness, when a nation where the citizens in that nation, we have no trust and confidence in the justice system, it's a problem. It's a serious problem. They make their own decision. They bring down verdict and decide the punishment for whoever they think did the wrong. In the last couple of days, in Plebo, Maryland County, and other parts, things have gone wrong. And we want to say it was unacceptable to see people setting ablaze the home of the Speaker, Honorable Buffer Chima. Liberians, we cannot go back to the dark days. And that's why we have always said on this platform, where is the security? Which sector is actually performing? We keep asking this question and we see these things happening. We most of the time overlook these things. It tells you to what extent we do not really have security in this country. And our securities, they are not proactive. The only way to react some of these things, we ask about the intelligence. You say some of these things are about to happen and you know how to arrest the situation from unfolding. And Liberians, we are very good at copying things from other countries and right in Liberia. Couple of days, we saw the arson attack at the National Elections Commission, at the home of Associate Justice Joseph Nangbe. The Speaker has now become a victim. Speedy trial and proper investigation and putting out information to the public is key. These are things can help you. You will not get involved into problem. We saw, follow the video, listen to what took place yesterday in Plebo, the home of our Honorable Speaker, set ablaze. The prison open. Inmates today, they are all on the run, high court criminal. And this is terrible for our country. The president has declared curfew in Maryland, 6 to 6. As we speak, people are indoor. And the police or the joint security will not be present everywhere, so people will not adhere to these things. This is the time we have always said, because the Council of Churches, the Muslim Council, the Interreligious Council, our traditional chiefs and elders have all taken sides. So people will not listen to them so easily. They are all turned to politicians. They are all into political parties. We got country devil coming outside when people having election, taking ballot papers and running with it, tearing and ripping people. Where do we run when we are going wrong? We saw people protesting. People lying on the cards. People setting the blades. Are we thinking? Where are we heading? Where are we heading? And you know what? Just yesterday, we were talking about the issue of people coming into our country. Our brothers and sisters who have been out of this country for a long period of time, coming with a new mind, different attitude, jihadists, money laundering, all of these things. We just don't know where we're heading right now. We have not been able to recruit in the army, in the police. You've seen what's happening. Others in the other countries could certainly see this thing as the way and means of getting justice. The next thing, who knows what next for one government official who has his or her home built in his town or her village, and people feel dissatisfied and will want to run there and think that's the mean of getting justice. He's a Liberian. He earnestly worked to earn his money, build his home. Violence should not be encouraged in any form and manner. But when the system that should provide a sound decision, the trust and confidence, when the people don't have it, it becomes a serious problem in a nation. Our legal system, people do not even have trust in the security in this country. This is how I believe that the people corrupt. This is where we find ourselves. Who next? This could be the biggest question on the table. Who next? Why are we going back to the dark days? Have we been able to understand who coming in and who going out in our country? What are they coming with? Because there are people who can easily persuade people. And so this one, you hear people say this one can happen in our country. In our country, when this thing happened, we moved to this, a motorcyclist who was murdered with allegations being pointed at, fingers being pointed at this person, at that person, this person, this person. No justice, no arrests. We got criminals, murderers, armed robbers, and a lot of people on the run today. People are moving to prison compound and breaking prison compound and letting inmates up. This is terrible for a nation. This alone can scare investors from coming to Liberia. The picture being printed over the years, so terrible. We saw this thing coming. KOOL 91.9, we started to raise a line. Government needs to be proactive. We said that the drums were beating was so high and it needed to be lower. The people call, oh no, where are we heading? Archie Pompon sat on this platform on 2 occasions, spoke, lied on the speaker, they put the Chief Justice car. and at the last resort, set himself ablaze. We saw other stuff quite recently. They were all under the Chief Justice car and other people. People have given threats, times are unnumbered. We have read posts on the social media. We have listened to people in government how to speak. People outside government how to speak. The president himself get involved into this matter. So somebody somewhere asking this morning, can we see the CC camera, the recording to know those perpetrators who were involved into the protests, the violent, the awesome attack on Speaker Chima home and other places at the prison compound as well? So are we now running a country where no security, our legal system being questioned? But these are actions that question our legal system. These are things that people ask, what's unfolding? It's terrible. It's a hard time to find these things happening in the country. So wherever you are, folks, Liberia is getting bad by the day. And this is something that scares investors away from the country. This is something that even we tell people to pack and get out of the country. Foreign nationals. We quit to campaign. The next thing, when something happens in another country, people run to people's homes, public facilities, and will go and set them ablaze. Will go and do something other than going to the Lord. Who can we bring? Will we now be pointing finger to opposition and say, yeah, the act carried out in Maryland is strictly from the opposition? Are we now pointing, or we will be looking at the root cause? What led to it? How can we, as a nation, as a people, make sure that mechanism put into place that we do not have a future reoccurrence, or we will politicize it? How can we get these criminals who are now on the run? Can you imagine? You see people with the mindset moving to prison, breaking prison and having inmates out today. These are people who should be kept behind bars for the crime they committed. They are now out. Police on the run. These people, arrest them, bring them to justice. Families will be harboring these people. It's a serious threat to national security. It's a serious threat to the peace of Liberia. This is not anything to take lightly. Construction companies in the county and nearby counties will now be in fear. Those reading the news from Liberia, those hearing it, will you now say that journalists, that opposition? What can we do to make sure that we do not have a repeat of this in another county? No security. You have to be calling for reinforcement from Monrovia to go to Maryland, for nearby counties. Imagine the ordinary president. The people did not just go to ordinary president. The people went to the third most powerful man home in this country. And the security could not even prevent it. Set his home ablaze. Threatened the superintendent as well. So what happens to the ordinary man? Security is key in every country. We went on to overlook some of these things. People looted things from the prison as well. Can you imagine that? Right now, we are all condemning it. Curfew now in Maryland, Liberia. We want peace in this country. Let me take this song again.
Say, I love, it. Day and break, everybody on the hustle. Some people know like peace, they want some trouble. Crime rates on the increase, the government can protect the people. Hold up, no justice for the poor. Yeah. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Yeah. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Yeah. We have everything in abundance, but we die and rot and greed. We pray, asking the Lord for another Moses, 'cause all we have is pharaohs. Yeah. In our suffering, it's why they're making business out. Yeah. The rich get richer and the poor people suffer. Them promise say, them bring development and better education. Our lands are fertile, no food on the land. Our children, we're pushing into begging. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Yeah. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Yeah. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Our forefathers were taken into slavery, but ain't no more than time like this with children and slaves. We're fighting a war not with guns and bullets. The enemies I see are my brothers and my sisters. We're diggers of graves while we're still living. Don't judge a book by its covers, looks can be deceiving. Whenever the sun shines, must come a rain. Who will come and take away the pain? Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Look the way we're living, we're treating one another unfair. Yeah. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future? The hope for the future. Yeah. What's the hope for the future? What's the hope for the future?
What happens today? If people get so mad and decide to move the President George Weah home, what are we doing to make sure that these things cannot happen in our country? Our legal system. What next about a poor woman or a poor man who over the year fought and built his or her home, and people want to point finger and decide? Now, we saw it to the National Elections Commission, and I was just talking that just a couple of days. I said, imagine that. At the National Elections Commission, where the security should be, at the home or associate justice. Today, we cannot even have one person to answer for that. You see how far these things, the actions. Let's read some of your texts on our KOOL online platform this morning. This one comes from Emmanuel S. Bubba. Say, good morning, Mr. Brooks. I am Emmanuel S. Bubba, following from my home in Jacobtown, Pinsville, St. Francis Rural Community. Bueman James said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. Watching you live from Kakata, Mikey County. And they'll come for Jeffrey T.S. Good morning, KOOL family. And I'm following you guys from my office, Temple of Justice, Republic of Liberia. Rich Francis C. Freeman said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. I'm the rich man. Glad to be here again this morning, participating from my home in Batnersville. And Dara T. Nimle said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. My name is Dara T. Nimle, and I'm following you live from my comfort zone in Bernard's Farm, Palatine Junction. Thanks for the topic on the discussion. Jesus Betty T. Ray BMG said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. And I'm following you from Prep Line Road, and my name is BMT Sai. JM, thanks for the topic this morning. Melvin Momolu said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. My name is Melvin Momolu, and I'm watching you for my Tiggersville resident. Thanks for the show. Emmanuel Colley said, good morning, and I read that already. And this one comes from Romeo Freeman said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. And I'm following from the Baptist Seminary Community in Robertsfield Highway, Pinsville, Liberia. And this comes from Rosalind Duanan said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. And I'm watching live from my FBS community. James Widom said, good morning to KOOL family. This is James B. Widom, and I'm following you from my comfort zone, Pipeline Turning Point. Thanks for the topic on the discussion. Ambassador Emmanuel S. Johnson said, good morning, my brother. My name is Emmanuel. Same day, God Johnson. Precisely, I'm watching you from Tupo to Coffee Community. And Johnson Saturday Freeman, who never missed this show, said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. My name is Johnson Freeman, and I'm following the show from Mikey County this morning. Thank you so much. And Chemical Reaction, Vinton said, good morning, KOOL family. And I'm watching you live from the People's Liberation Party area. Liberia is all we have. Let us respect the laws, the rule of law. Mario Super Mario M. Kamara Jr. said, good morning, WEEKIE. Good morning to Liberians, and I'm following live from Pinsville. There's a community around the So Clearly Public School. Thanks you for the update this morning. Darlington Godfrey Robert said, good morning, KOOL family. Watching from Pinsville 72nd Junction. Thank you so much. Hannah Kawala said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. Thanks for the show this morning, and I pray that God bless our nation. Jeffrey King said, good morning, WEEKIE Brooks, and I'm following from Congerton Back Row. My name is King Jeffrey. Honorable Sayon Sylvester Smith. He said, good morning, Mr. Brooks, and I'm watching you for ERA Rehab Community sitting in Montserrat County, District 6. I strongly condemn the action of the citizens in Maryland County. Bill Oceanic Hennett said, good morning, so WEEKIE Brooks. I religiously watching you from Nimba United Community, Mount Barclay. We have them more divided since 2018. Things are getting worse on a daily basis. Maurice G. Mogai said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. My name is Maurice G. Mogai, and I'm watching live on SD Cooper. Well, thanks for this informative show this morning. And seriously, on a very serious note, we are getting divided by the day, by the second. What can we do to unite ourselves? Who is responsible for the level division? We say there are a lot of hate speeches, warmongerings, and we have overlooked this. Where are we heading at this time? People are now so brave and making decisions, harsh decisions, moving to homes, moving to major institutions. Where are we? What next? What the next course of action we're going to see from others in other countries? This is a national call. People are making decisions. What actions they will take? How can we restore the trust in our security sector, in our legal sector? No security, prison compound. And not the inmates themselves breaking up, but people. What took them there? Moving to the speaker home, attempting going to the superintendent home in Maryland. No justification of killing that motorcyclist. Can you be patient and police carry on the investigation? And what took you to the home of the speaker? Liberians, do you know where we're going now? Names. People call people cats, monkey, dog, rats. We allow these things. And this is where now we find ourselves. People now call it militant. So what happens to those who are now in support of the speaker? He comes from the CDC and believe that it was because that certain individual influenced the negative action of those who went to set the speaker home ablaze, and they start to move to other homes. Are we prepared now to know all of these things, how it won't work? Others in other counties say, yeah, but the day in Maryland, so we can do it here. Are we taking into consideration the negative impact it will have on our economy? Today, people are indoors. Stores are closed. Shops, entertainment center. Government will not generate any revenue today in Maryland. And this will have a negative impact on the economy. Are we thinking before committing these things? Who next? Whether you're in government or outside of government, who next? Because the speaker also has support. He has people who believe in him. And they could feel height and want to take action. They want to react as well. Are we thinking of the escalation of the violence that may erupt in Maryland County? How can we calm the situation? Who comes in now? Those who are already on the run from the prison compound. How do we get them? Oh, something mysterious. Oh, something mysterious.
From the heart of Fayetteville, this is KOOL 91.9 FM. Look around the world, everyone is staying here.
Students, schools are shut down now. 6 to 6 curfew. Today, our kids should have been in school. Others are being on the way to the Tottenham University there. You see what is happening? What can we do as a people, as a nation, as a country? What are we going back to the dark days? Have we been able to ask ourselves as Liberian, as political party? What are we doing? Something smelling. I always say on this platform, something smelling. And somebody needs to wake up and smell the coffee before the ground leaves for under you. Are we proactive? Or we are so much of a reactionary? Folks, it's a sad time for our country. There is nothing to encourage, but we must ask ourselves the hard question. Our legal system, our security system, do the people have trust in them? This is something that is so scary. Who next? They are so brave to go to the speaker's house, the third powerful man in the country, and set it ablaze. What about old man Kumba, who lives in a thatched house? Can you imagine that? The mysterious things that are happening of recent is so scary. We saw auditors who died mysteriously. Reports support how people rejected the report. Liberians were quite recently told a man shot himself 3 times in the head. An EPS officer. And all of these things are happening. Liberians are still scratching their head to get full account of 25 million. People took to the street in this country for 16 million. Today we have given the go-ahead to print money. Too many things unexplained to the public and the international community. Passport saga. Nobody talks about it any longer. And we just seeing things unfolding. Read our human rights record of recent. It's terrible. George Mayi said, good morning, Mr. Brooks. Thanks for the show this morning. I'm watching live from Bombay County. Thank you so much, George. It is good to have you join us from Bombay County. So it's time we go to the line this morning and talk to our callers. Please make sure you lower the volume of your receiver if you want to have an impact this morning. Call us on 0775 9 9. These are the numbers. You will certainly be part of the conversation this morning. You know exactly. We're hoping to hear from people in Plebo or Maryland County exactly and tell us, what's going on. So you can call us this morning and talk to us. We'll certainly get you on the line. 0775 9 Let's talk to the very first caller. Good morning.
Morning, WEEKIE.
Good morning, sir.
Well, thank you for the platform this morning. This is about the allergies now. I'm telling my sister and my father this morning. WEEKIE, let me condemn the incident in Maryland to the highest extent. I think it should be condemned by every male Liberian. What happened yesterday in Maryland, I think it should not have been here to our country. It is scary. We cannot live our own country in fear. They allow me, the kind of country we let to see now what we are seeing right now. We think our together content to put the act together. Because some of the information was gathered in one forces. They bring it down. Some of the children or the life model are shoot are one of the protectors who left with a leg getting bumped by the gunshot. I think if you get a person to really put the act together, it's a real issue. We see a lot of protests around here, around the country.
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking. What can we do to restore the morale, the trust in our legal system and that of our security sector? Because when people take to violence, it's because they see that as the last resort because they cannot get a positive result for anywhere. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's talk to other callers you like. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Amara calling from Brazil.
Amara, good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Brooks, you see people taking law into their hands is because of the justice, no justice. You see, this country say a government car, it's two motorcycle is red at iron gate, it's two motorcycle is ready to kill so they get damaged beyond repair. Now the car never saw the car run away. How the police will be able to get in car? Guys, no data place, nothing, no camera. How? So this is the reason make people take law into their hand when something happens like that. Killing a motorcycle is taking part from him. So why that man was killed for? Why? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's hear from this call. Your life.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Bro.
You have the position in your voice. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Bro, good morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Francis Carl Foreign Consultant. You know, the opposition that we have here, in every country here, there must be an opposition, but our opposition here is not really ready to take power. We are there to destabilize the country.
Are you pointing finger at the opposition for what took place in Maryland? You telling us now that opposition did it?
Because the situation that happens in Maryland now is dictated by the opposition.
Can
Because if you look at the
you go further to tell us?
Yeah, I'm coming because if you look at the back of the brain of the house of our speaker, you know, I got no one is aware of what happened in the problem, but you know, you cannot go that route to be burning, causing trouble. Look at the image that were had got free from the previous vendor. Those people are people that are connected.
Let's talk to the callers. Your life.
Good morning, WEEKIE.
Good morning, sir.
I'm a god of talent, and I'm joining from Baptist and Red Light.
You're welcome.
Yeah, let me first begin by containing the act by the Marylanders and to acknowledge the fact that whenever you angry, though we have not or we are not receiving justice from the justice system, you need to channel your problem through the repo means. But I would love to say that in policy making, if you lock those behind people that are supposed to make policy, that alone have a trickle-down effect on the peace building we are building in this country. We need to be civil in how we approach issues and how we go about, presenting our mind to the public. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Your life.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From Jimmy and Paul on Dubo.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, the nation they are following for attack conservation. Even though we condemn the violence and possible, well, you know, if you look at the death objective in 20 years, how he was attacked. Look at the kind of court DNS, who took a medical court off. Look at those children that were brothers, Moses. Look at the comedian, John, who nearly got that one night.
Yeah, but we spoke of all of these things. So now government needs to be proactive. We need to come on the round table and see our best we can make some of these things not to happen.
We are faced with this country. We have a core of country and go to there sooner. Just tell this immediately. Because it's not safe for you. Let us appoint a marathon and back up. Just stay with, don't go up. Can you imagine how much of it is? That's what that we.
Thank you, my brother. Let's talk to other callers. Your life.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm already
You have the position in your voice.
Yeah, I'm already and I saw my
Go ahead.